All right, let's head over to the kitchen and say hello today to ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and see what she's fixing us for lunch today. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Scott. I hope you like just a little bit of heat. We'll temper it just so it's not too spicy, but you know, Cinco de Mayo is but a month away, so it's time to start playing with your recipes. While I love fajitas, probably the most fattening part of it is the flour tortilla. So I'm going to show you basically how to do a lower carb version, and we're going to use a ribeye steak. Beautifully hand-cut steaks, picked them up over at Whole Foods, and what I'm really excited about is we have our own salt guy, in case you didn't know that, down at the farmer's market. And I picked up the Drum Circle, Siesta Key Drum Circle fajita seasoning last week at the farmer's market. So he has all sorts of different salts, but I love the Drum Circle one. It's going to marry the dish really well. We're going to toast up some of the chilies, and to add that added flavor, saute mushrooms and some bright peppers. And then I have some great foodie finds to share with you. Refried beans, already cooked, ready to go. You could eat them right out of the container. Black beans that come in a pouch now, so you can just open it up. A wide variety of convenience items that are still fresh and healthy and delicious. So stay with me, because this hour is all about an early Cinco de Mayo. We're grilling up some ribeye steaks with lots of flavor. I'll show you the marinade in just a few minutes. Well, it's like a fajita salad, kind of a combination of fajitas, and I have blue corn chip tacos because it's actually lower carb than doing like a flour tortilla. So I'm going to give you your steak, Scott, but I'm going to make it a little healthier. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a marinade. Now, normally for ribeye steaks, you don't need a marinade because they are just tender because they have that beautiful marbling. But what we're going to do is we're going to break it down and add a little more flavor and marinate them just for about 4 hours. Okay, this beautifully hand-cut ribeye. I have in here soy sauce, red wine vinegar, lime juice, and just a little bit of oil. Now, I've already coated it with the Drum Circle fajita salt, okay? So we're going to give that a little time just to marinate in a typical Ziploc bag, so that can go in the refrigerator to marinate. Remember, when you're taking it out, you want to take it out of the refrigerator a good half an hour before you're going to cook it. Take it out of the marinade, pat it with a paper towel, and then you can go ahead and sear it. So let's take this ribeye and start with this and sear it. Get your pan nice and hot. Obviously, be very safe with your grill this time of year. As we just heard, we're on a fire alert, so you gotta be careful with those coals and things like that. Nothing around it that might ignite. Now, what I like to do is I take these chilies to your bowl, and so they're dried chilies, and I'll, just to get that toasty flavor expressed from it, I'll put it right in the pan. Now, in the marinade itself, I have a couple already toasted, and that went in the bag. This is going to take about 4 minutes per side for a nice medium rare. We want to make sure the steak rests long enough so when we slice it, we don't lose all the juices. Now, traditional fajita might be onions, peppers, right? Today I have mushrooms because I shop my refrigerator, which I encourage all of you to do. Use the recipe and then switch something out that maybe you have zucchini left. Be fine to put in zucchini into this. So we're going to keep the steak grilling away, and those peppers are really starting to give a little tickle, so you might hear us in a few minutes. We'll pull this part out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add just a pinch of oil, a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to start to cook the peppers and the mushrooms right in the same pan. So now we have the aroma from the toasted chili, right? And now we've got the peppers in, and we'll put some bright mushrooms in. And by all means, you can do onions. I'm avoiding them just for today. But you can also just do this as a great kind of taco fajita salad bar, and that works really well. So let's let this saute up a storm. We'll come back and I will show you how to finish it up with some great new ready-made products that I just love to use. They'll save you time. Oh man, it's smelling really good here, Scott. So I promise you I'm going to save you some steak. So we let the steak rest for about 20 minutes. And so it has that perfect medium rare. And like I said, you know, 3 or 4 minutes per side. It depends on the thickness of the steak. So also on the cutting board, I have some of the Mexican cheese that'll go on top. Now we're talking about fajitas, but we're talking about lowering the carb amount. Blue corn taco shells really make a difference. So it gives you the crunch, you have the vibrancy of it, but you don't have as many carbs. Let me grab my tongs right here. We have the sauteed peppers and mushrooms and the little bit of the chili pepper there. So what I did is I started to make a salad bowl for myself, since I want to keep it at a lower carb rate. And then right here in the tacos, and by the way, you can buy these taco holders. You see them in so many restaurants nowadays, right over at Fox Restaurant Equipment up in Northgate. So it's just, if you make Taco Tuesdays part of your family, it's really fun to have these holders. And I promised you some really quick ideas. First of all, over at Whole Foods, I found 2 convenience items. One is skillet refried beans. They come chilled, you could eat them right out of the container, but that way you don't have to soak them, cook them down, 2-day process. And again, I also found black beans, organic black beans. They're all cooked, they're ready to go. So that makes for a great source of nutrition. So I have both the refried beans and the black beans in the bowl. So then I have the sauteed peppers and onions, little lime. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to layer our flavors. So we're going to take this steak and we'll just line that up, making sure there's plenty on this for Scott, right? So we'll put that like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little sour cream, and then another convenience item are my toasty little treats. Now this is a little bit of a cheat, but just it makes it so fun. These are rice sesame sticks that have a little Anaheim pepper in them, so it has a bite with some peanuts. And then what we can do is we can take an avocado, and we're gonna make sure we cut the avocado right as we're ready to serve, because even though I cut this 5 minutes ago, you can see there's just a teeny bit of browning. We wanna avoid that. We're gonna layer some avocado on there, and then we're gonna do the Mexican cheese. Look at that. This is gonna be hearty and delicious and really flavorful with a squeeze of lime. I think we're ready for a hot, humid day out there, and cool it down, and maybe a margarita on the side. I'll be back in a few minutes for a taste. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you get the spicy pepper?
I sure did.
There's water right up here
Whoa.
if you need it. Okay, that's that pop of that chili pepper that I threw in the pan. It kind of expresses itself. So if you do need some water, I didn't mean to throw it under the pot.
Maybe I just have a touch
little
there.
sip. No margaritas today on set. So it's simply like a fajita, only without the tortilla. So you can either put it in a corn taco shell or make it as a bowl as I did with you with sauteed spinach, and I really burned you, buddy. This is a man on fire. I'm taking the whole thing over.
It's all good.
Good. Okay, sorry about that. With, you know, black beans and red beans and all sorts of goodness. You can get this recipe on mysuncoast.com. Click on recipes. You can also watch the video of John on fire. Back to you, Scott.
All right, thank you so much, Judy. Good thing there's water nearby.